Dear students, now we are going to learn about atoms and molecules, and already we have discussed some of the topics in this lesson in two different sessions. Because of poor clarity of writing, some boys claimed not able to take notes. So again we are going to discuss about atoms and molecule, and in this chapter about atoms and types of atoms and atomic mass, relative atomic mass, and molecular mass, relative molecular mass, and relation between vapor density and molecular mass, and modern atomic theory, and how to calculate the number of atoms, that is mole concept. So about this we are going to discuss in this chapter. And in the introduction part, it is given already. We learn about matter. Matter is nothing but it is any subject, anything that possesses mass and occupies space. Anything that possesses mass and occupies space is called matter. And also, there are different types of matters around us, and all this already have discussed in the previous classes and in your lower classes. Now, the main postulates of modern atomic theory. There are 7 points in the main postulates. First, an atom is no longer indivisible. An atom is no longer indivisible. That is because of the discovery of electron, proton, and neutron. It is considered atom is a divisible one. And second point, isotopes. Atoms of the same element may have different atomic mass. For example, chlorine, atomic mass of chlorine is 1735, and another isotopic form is 1737. Similarly, carbon is there, oxygen is there. So they are all possess isotopic property. Next, isobar. Isobars are nothing but atoms of different element having same mass number but different atomic number. For example, argon and calcium. And fourth point, artificial transmutation. In these atoms of one element can be transmuted into atoms of another element. Next point, is atom may not always combine in simple whole number ratio. Example, glucose and fructose and sugar. Glucose may be in simple form, that is 1:2:2. There are 6 carbon atom and 12 hydrogen atom, 6 oxygen atom. When you come to the simple ratio, it is going to be 1:2:1. And sucrose is it is a complex molecule. The ratio is 12:22:1, 12:11. And most of the complex molecules are not in simple ratio. Then next point, atom is smallest particle that take part in a chemical reaction. Molecule will not take part in chemical reaction. Molecule decompose into atoms, and atoms only take part in chemical reaction. The last point, mass of an atom can be converted into energy, that is E is equal to mc squared. This is also called Einstein equation, that is m is mass of the substance, mass of the atom, and c is velocity of light. So these are the 7 postulates of modern atomic theory, and these 7 points are very important, will be asked in the exam in 5 mark question in detail. Sometime you will be asked to write any 2 or 3 points in the 2 mark also. Then atom and atomic mass. Atom, which is a very very smallest particle, tiny particle, that only going to give mass to any object. And because of the presence of proton, neutron, the nucleus is going to be massive in nature, and the electron is electron possess not a considerable mass, it is only a negligible one. So proton and neutrons are in the nucleus of an atom, so they are also called nucleons. This proton and neutron gave considerable mass to the atom, and the sum of proton and the neutron is in the atom is called the mass number. And the individual atom is very very small, and we cannot measure the atomic mass easily like a macroscopic material. Macroscopic material can be measured using the unit of gram, kilogram, pound, ton, like that. But atoms, we need very very specific devices to measure their mass. And how to measure the atomic mass? Atomic mass is going to be measured using the unit of AMU, that is atomic mass unit, and this is going to be related to some other standard mass. Nowadays we are taking carbon 12, isotopic atom of carbon 12 as a standard one, and previously we have taken hydrogen atom and oxygen atom to measure, to relate relative mass of the atom. Then the relative atomic mass is always going to be measured using some standard mass of other atom. For example, hydrogen. So hydrogen is the isotopic element 1H1, 1H2, 1H2. Later that oxygen also used. Now at present we are using carbon 12 atom. Its atomic mass is 12. So relative atomic mass of an element is the ratio between average of the mass of its isotope to 1/12th part of mass of carbon 12 atom. It is denoted as E, or it is also called standard atomic weight. Then also it can be written in the form of derivation, that is relative atomic mass is equal to average mass of the isotope of the element by 1/12th of the mass of one carbon 12 atom. And nowadays we are using mass spectrometry method to measure the relative atomic mass spectrometry. So this mass spectrometry is also used a carbon 12 isotope to find out the relative atomic mass of any element. Then there are some relative atomic mass of element based on the carbon 12 scale. Hydrogen symbol is H, and its relative atomic mass is 1. Carbon symbol C, relative atomic mass 12. Nitrogen symbol N, relative atomic mass 14. Oxygen symbol O, relative atomic mass is 16. Sodium Ne, and its relative atomic mass 23. Magnesium Mg, relative atomic mass is 24. Sulfur S, and its relative atomic mass is 32. And normally relative atomic mass of any atom of element possesses no unit, because it is simply a ratio. So we are going to write simply in the form of number, but sometime for the calculation purpose we use gram, the unit of gram. So we can also call it as a gram atomic mass, and we are going to express the atomic mass in the unit of gram. That is called the gram atomic mass. For example, atomic mass of hydrogen is 1, and its gram atomic mass is 1 gram. Atomic mass of carbon is 12, but its gram atomic mass is 12 gram. Atomic mass of nitrogen is 14, but its gram atomic mass is 14 gram. Atomic mass of oxygen is 16, and its gram atomic mass is 16 gram. Then average atomic mass. This is a definition, simple definition. Average atomic mass of an element is a weighted average masses of naturally occurring isotope, because most of the elements are occur abundantly in the nature in the form of mixture of isotopes. So we are going to consider the abundancy and also its atomic mass of isotopic element. Abundancy, the nature of abundancy, and also its atomic weight. So they are taken, and it is average is taken for the average atomic mass. For example, if you take there is a simple formula: average atomic mass is equal to mass of first isotope into its abundance plus mass of second isotope into its abundance. For example, if we take an element possesses mass 9 and its abundance is 50, so 9 into 50 by 100, and the same atom of element possesses another isotopic form having mass 10 and it's also abundantly obtained 50%. So 10 into 50 by 100, totally we will get 4.5 plus 5 is equal to 9.5 atomic mass unit. This atomic mass unit is normally referred to as for average atomic mass of the element. Then also there are some other calculations based on this average atomic mass. I will calculate the average atomic mass of carbon. Carbon possesses two isotopes, and one is carbon 12, another one is carbon 13. The natural abundance of carbon 12 is 98.90%, and the natural abundance of carbon 13 is 1.10%. So using the same formula, we can find out the average atomic mass of this carbon atom also. Then next there are some examples are given here. Atomic mass of some element, hydrogen symbol H and its atomic mass is 1.008, helium He and its atomic mass is 4.003, lithium Li 6.941, beryllium Be 9.012, boron B 10.811. And the next calculation of average atomic mass using the same formula, that is atomic mass is equal to, formula is given already, that is average atomic mass is equal to mass of first isotope into its abundance plus mass of second isotope into its abundance. When you are going to simplify, you will get the average atomic mass of element. Using that simple formula, you can find out for oxygen, also for boron. Then molecules and molecular mass. Molecule is not like an atom, because molecule is formed by the combination of two or more atoms. So two or more atoms are going to be held together by the strong chemical force of attraction. That is called chemical bonding, chemical bond. Because of this chemical bond, molecule is formed. Maybe same kind of atom of element or different kinds of atom of element combined to form molecule. And the classification of molecule, there are different types, that is a homoatomic molecule and a heteroatomic molecule. Homoatomic molecule, which consists of same kind of atoms of element combined to form molecule. For example, if we take hydrogen H2 formula, and two hydrogen atom combined to form one molecule of hydrogen. Similarly, nitrogen N2 is formula, and two nitrogen atom combined to form one molecule of nitrogen. And also you can take ozone, and so we can devise based on the number of atom present in one molecule of element. We can say whether it is monoatomic, diatomic, or triatomic, polyatomic. That is a simple definition. What is called atomicity? That is a number of atom present in one molecule of an element. Number of atom present in one molecule of an element. So here hydrogen possesses two atoms, so it is going to be diatomic. And ozone, three oxygen atoms, so it is going to be triatomic. And there are elements like P4, phosphorus P4, and S8, sulfur 8. They are more than 3, so they are called polyatomic. And also next, another category is heteroatomic molecule. The heteroatomic molecule, different kinds of atoms of the element, not same kind, like oxygen, nitrogen. So here different kinds of atoms of element combined to form type of molecule, which are called heteroatomic molecule. And here also see in activity 7.1, it is given a simple tabular column to calculate the average atomic mass. So here element is not given in the table for the first one, but number of proton is given, and here you have to find out the number of neutron and mass number and it is stable isotope abundance is N is given. That is N. N is nothing but nitrogen. So you have to write in the element column nitrogen, and number of proton is 7. Proton 7 means automatically electrons also going to be 7. Electrons also going to be 7. So this N14 refer, that is the atomic number. So number of proton 7, and neutron also 7. So mass number is 14. And similarly here, the second one, here N15, that is number of proton 7, same number of proton, but number of neutron 8. So mass number is going to be 15. So using the formula, you have to calculate the average atomic mass. And sulfur is going to be S28, S29, S30. There are 3 isotopic form of sulfur, and the number of proton in the first isotopic form is 14. So number of neutron going to be 14. Then only the mass number is going to be 28. Then number of proton for the second isotopic form is 14. But here S29, atomic number is going to be 29. So a number of neutrons should be 15. Then only you will get mass number 29. The number of proton for the third isotopic form is not given, but here S30 is given. Here number of neutron 16. So proton also 14. So mass number is